Clap for Jesus. Clap everywhere. Clap everywhere. I decree by the power of the Holy Ghost, your portion is given to you. Your portion is given to you. Your portion is given to you. Shout it, let me say amen.
The second anniversary on Jesus' land. What do you have to tell us on that anniversary?
Wonderful. For those who do not know, the second anniversary, between these 2 years, so many wonderful things have happened in this church. Since the church moved to Jesus' land, more than 4 people have been raised from dead. So many people who have been using the materials from the church. So many people who have gone mad have been relieved. Deliverances are taking place here. However, because many people who don't know what is happening here, but wonders have been happening in this church.
Thank you, sir. There is also a ministers' conference attached to the anniversary. What do you have to tell us?
The prophet is a man called by God. You can see it even at looking at him. And based on the things he's been saying, the teachings and the manifestations that has been happening here, God has been using him mightily.
The second anniversary on Jesus' land. What do you have to tell us on that anniversary?
The first convention we did on this Jesus Christ Deliverance Ministry, it was amazing. So many testimonies. I wonder how the second one is going to be. So I want to encourage people to make sure they are here.
Prophet CHINEDU Chris, can you tell us more about him?
The man of God, God empowered him and instructed him to do a thing like that last year, and it was so awesome. And this year, I believe, is going to be greater than last year. And I don't mind anyone that is interested to be in the auditorium that day.
A ministers' conference attached to the anniversary. What do you have to tell us?
I have been an attendee in the last ministers' conference that come sometime last year, and it was awesome. And this one I know is going to be more awesome. For with God, all things are possible.
The second anniversary on Jesus' land. What do you have to tell us on that anniversary?
Yes, I've seen the banner containing the anniversary of the church coming up, which is the second year Jesus' land has been existing in this land. And I'm so glad. For whom God called, he will glorify. I thank God for glorifying his name in the life of Prophet CHINEDU Chris. And I thank God that the anniversary is going to be a fabulous one.
Thank you, sir. There is also a ministers' conference attached to the anniversary. What do you have to tell us?
What I have to say there is that the ministers, well, that very program is always quite synthetic in nature. And the ministers, they have to, it's very, very obvious so that they will learn the way to go and do things in the way of the Lord in order to carry the sheaves that the Lord has put in their hand. And I believe that through that very ministers' conference, they will be well imparted spiritually so that they will manifest physically.
Prophet CHINEDU Chris, can you tell us more about him?
Well, the man of God, Prophet CHINEDU Chris, who is my prophet in the Lord, is quite awesome. And since the time I knew him a few years ago, life has not been the same thing with me.
The second anniversary on Jesus' land. What do you have to tell us on that anniversary?
We are expecting God's manifestation on that anniversary. We believe that God is going to use the man of God to touch life. A great thing is going to happen. There will be an eruption of miracles on this anniversary because we have experienced it after days and days. So this one is going to be greater than the former one.
Thank you, sir. There is also a ministers' conference attached to the anniversary. What do you have to tell us?
Well, today's problem in the church is because of lack of trainings of the ministers. And that's what the man of God have make it a compulsion that every year we must have a ministers' conference in order to train pastors to know the ethics in the ministry. God bless you.
Prophet CHINEDU Chris, can you tell us more about him?
He's a man that you should pray to follow. He's a man that is honest. He's an anointed man of God, a genuine prophet. We have a lot of prophets on the earth. We have a lot of prophetic men who claim to be prophets. But since I know him, he's a man that you can trust And when God speaks to him, when he said, "Talk," says the Lord, it is confirmed.
I declare by the power of the Holy Ghost, your portion is given to you. Your portion is given to you. Your portion is given to you.